Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
$7.1 million were invested into improvements at Princess Auto Stadium. Upgrades included some new turf and field wall, renos to the Bomber store, a new Dektronics ribbon board, enhancements on the 200 level, and expanded food options. Future plans include luxury suites, player amenities, improved high-vac systems, and updated security screening equipment.
I was wondering when they were going to improve the high-vac.
We talked about it at the Banjo Bowl.
We did.
You remember?
This game's great, but what's up with the high-vac?
People were looking at us like we were the crazy ones, but now who's getting the last laugh, huh?
Philly Joe Kirby.
Philly Joe and Kirby
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Now you're awake. For whom the bell tolls. Metallica. 610 92.1 City. Philly Joe and Kirby, hello.
The bells were tolling yesterday. If you follow the stock market at all, a lot of people were quite happy how that rebounded back. And that was nice for a lot of people that had taken a major league bullet. I don't know about your world, but it was the big discussion in mine yesterday from a lot of people. So.
Still trillions lost, though, so
yes.
Lots of work to do. But,
As I say, just looking for the positive.
Yeah, no, hey. It is Thankful Thursday, and there is a call from the professor coming up in 10 minutes pertaining to Thankful Thursday.
The other talk was about the Masters. You mentioned it in sports.
Yeah.
But there's just something about this golf tournament that gets people amped up, including pools. Like, you just come off of March Madness if you gamble, and the next thing you know, the Masters.
You guys don't even know how amped up I am.
About the Masters?
Honestly, I, this weekend, don't even try to get a hold of me. I'm watching golf and more golf, and I'm going to wear green for the green jacket.
Well, you should. It'll bring out the color of your eyes. Mm-hmm. I will say this, Kirby. I did think of you in the Masters because one of your favorite sandwiches is pimento cheese and egg salad.
Oh, yeah.
This came up one time with Kirby. We were talking about fancy sandwiches. And the thing about the Masters is everybody compares pricing. Like if you go to a Jets game or another arena and everything else, and how low the prices are at the Masters. $1.50 US for a pimento cheese and egg salad sandwich.
Do you know how many sandwiches I would buy?
Well,
at that price,
you got to watch because you don't want them to go bad. So how many are you going to buy? I know the price is right, but
I've eaten a half dozen.
There is honestly.
Who eats 6
I had
sandwiches?
the last one 14 hours later. It's hot in Augusta. Could you imagine?
Well, they wouldn't hold up in the heat. Obviously, that doesn't seem like a good mix. But I'm just saying, there's nothing I love more than tiny little sandwiches like that.
Yeah. Well, no doubt, and we'll be watching. We've got it. It hasn't started yet, obviously, but I just found live from the Masters, like a pregame show.
I'm surprised more people don't get tanked. Beer and wine are only $6 a piece there.
Oh, man.
In that heat?
That's a great trip. Like, my old man used to always talk about doing it someday, and then, age got the best of him. But you talk to people or you hear from people who have done, like, bucket list trip to go to Augusta National.
You have to find somebody with tickets, too, because it's the Masters, and they had a lottery. I know a Winnipeg guy, actually, that won tickets in the lottery for life.
Oh, wow.
So a lot of times
amazing.
he would sell them off because he couldn't go every year.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool. And that's one of your dad's bucket list stuff.
Well, not anymore.
But
Back in the day, he used to talk about going someday.
Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, he would have loved to go. But yes, Kirby, because we always joke around, but it is the most prestigious golf tournament. Like, not that you care that much, but just to give you an idea.
What are these guys? It's not even like sun out, and there's these guys on the TV sitting around in suits, okay?
Talking about
golf.
Well, that's
what
their
the
job.
hell is there to talk about?
I'll tell you right now.
Prior to the golf happening.
Who the favorite is, just like an NFL pregame show.
So here's the deal.
It's just fascinating to me, that's all.
That's your take. How about these guys when they got up 2 hours ago this morning going, oh, my God, I can't believe it. I'm getting paid to talk about golf.
That's true,
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Good morning, PJK. Rager here with his first official rage of the season. All right, jackass. Okay, when you are crossing Main Street coming down Redwood, going into the North End, there are 2 lanes. One is a turning lane, and one is a lane that you can go straight from. okay? If you're in the left-hand lane, you have to turn. You can't go straight. So when I laid my horn on you and you had almost sideswiped me, dumbass, that's your fault because you can't go straight. You have to turn. Look.
Okay, I feel like maybe there was a swear at the. I didn't see enough beeps at the end, and it was gonna keep going. And I'm like, did I miss one? So anyway, I
think he's upset.
We got the point.
I love it. Could you imagine though if Rager was actually an MPI adjuster?
Oh,
And you were sitting in there and you were giving your report, and he gave it to you like that loud. Say, listen, dumbass, you can't be going straight. You're 100% at fault. That'd be good. But you know what? We've all been in a situation too where somebody has made that move and not paid attention, and you're this close to getting into that accident. Wow.
Yeah, it fires
You
you
could
up.
feel that, couldn't you, in that call?
Young Gun would like to reply to a call from yesterday in traffic.
Hey, BJK, it's the Young Gun. I haven't called in a while, but heard the first call yesterday morning about the yellow signs on the merges onto the perimeter, especially the one from Route 90 onto the perimeter. Thank you for this guy saying that the yellow signs are just a recommendation. I have been preaching about this for months. I don't understand why people don't realize that you are supposed to use the yield to get up to highway speed to blend into traffic. Anyway, have a good day. Love y'all. Bye.
There you go. Feels vindicated, or you know what I mean.
That was a Young Gun, but did
Yeah.
you notice there was a little bit of pause when he was about to suggest how long he's been telling people, and then he realized he's the Young Gun. It can't be years. It had to be months. Good on him. Good on him.
Yep. Some great perspective. I mean, a lot of calls about the Winnipeg Jets lately, and I think this one here is a good call about it.
A word of advice to the hockey professor and all the other fans who are wasting their time worrying and trying to set themselves up to be that goof in the corner that tells you I told you so when things go bad. Just relax, man. Enjoy the ride, eh? Remember, I've been a Jets fan all my life, and I've been waiting forever to have a season like this. There's NHL fans in 31 other cities. They wish they were in our Jordans, man. We got the best goalie on the planet. We're going to win the Jennings and the Vezina trophies for the second time in a row, and is it close? Not even close. It's a given that we're going to win both of those things. So just remember, don't be down on this team. The boys, they need our support. Like my boy Ralph always says, keep your stick on the ice and just give her, man.
I love that. Everybody wants to be that goof in the corner saying, I told you so when they lose.
That guy is such a vibe.
Did you
I
hear
love
that,
it.
Kirby? At the end, he gave us a beautiful saying. Stick on the ice.
Yeah.
And what was the rest of it, Phil?
Just give her.
Just give her.
Yeah, that's good. As playoffs approach.
That's going to be my new thought today. I'm running with that one today. You don't have to give me one today, Curbs. I'm going with that one.
Good.
Stick on the ice and just
Okay.
give her.
Go take a selfie and post that. That's the caption.
Yesterday, I told you
Yes.
that you were the main character in your life, and it's okay to act like it.
And
Yeah,
what did I
Joe.
say? I followed that yesterday. I got one for today now. Stick on the ice and give her. You don't have to worry about me
Okay.
today.
I just want to make sure.
I appreciate it.
PJK road trip ideas. We've decided we're going to the Arberg Bakery. That's the next one, but we're getting some response to that.
Hey, PJK, it's Banff Bob here. I got it figured out. I found the perfect place for a road trip. Not very far away. It's just south of Haddishville. We can meet there. We can have a nice lunch. It's called Sophie's. Now, I remembered it because me and my two boys are talking about doing a canoe trip up in Whiteshell again this year, and that was the place we'd always stop on the way home, and my boys love staying there. They've got great Ukrainian food, and they've got even for you guys some vegan food if you want. So Kirby, that would be for you because they have some Indian food there. It's also awesome. So road trip, Haddishville, place called Sophie's. Let's do it. Yeah.
If we do Haddishville, I'm turning around once the talk of the canoe trip comes up again with Banff Bob because after that kind of lunch, the last thing I'm going to need is to exert any kind of energy.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Look at my Dragula. Rob Zombie.
Not everybody got that version like we did.
Yeah, we got
Yes.
quite the performance.
You guys always get that version.
You know, there's not a day that goes by that I don't get somebody in my life saying, hey, what's the best part of working with Phil Aubrey and Shalinda Kirby? And I said, they're both great singers.
Yeah, you
so,
do.
I don't sing.
You give us
And
the
I
ta-ta,
appreciate that.
tee-tee-tas.
I just do sound effects to music. But
Yeah.
I can't sing like you two.
Sometimes you get really in the mood, though, with the music, Joe. Like, am I right, Phil? Like,
Yeah.
there'll be a day where you
Yeah.
can tell Joe's feeling the music.
Yeah.
And it doesn't, like, you're just in a good mood, and it doesn't matter what song's on. You're ta-ta-taing and ta-ta-ta-ta.
Yep.
You know he loves the song when he starts humming it and singing
That's
it.
true.
Like, he's not playing games.
But I don't see. Speaking of games, though, we've been waiting for this answer for a few days.
Okay,
and
yeah.
you brought up this question. So we have to talk about this.
Let's play the call. There's a call from Big N on the bone phone this morning that sets up this question. Well, we have checked in with Iron Mike, and we do have an answer, but let's just play it here.
Morning, guys. Just listening to the Who the Hell Is That Mickey playing there this morning, and a question comes to mind, and I forgive me, I may be stupid for not knowing this, but there's kind of a logistical question. With the list of names, incorrect guesses, now correct me if I'm wrong, but those are just, people guess those in the wrong, could be just in the wrong position, right? Like, what I'm asking is, out of that list of names, if someone guessed, say, like, we'll just say Liam Neeson as voice number 2, and it's on the list, could he not still be voice number 3? Like, I just kind of wanted to clear that up, because, I don't know, because I guess I'm a country bumpkin. I don't understand how things work. Anyway, have a good day. Rock on, Big N out.
Okay, and you're not the first person to ask that question. I brought it up as well. Then some listeners weighed in and wanted answers.
So Gene Simmons is voice number 1 in this contest play. We know that. If someone was to guess voice number 2 or voice number 3 in the wrong order, we would basically tell you that you did get one of the names correct, but in the wrong spot.
Oof, that would hurt.
Well, it's kind of a hint for everybody else.
Yeah, for everybody else, but for that person,
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I gotta say, that would suck.
That's going to sting, but that's the rules. You got to have rules.
I know.
Or it's chaos. It's
I
anarchy.
can't help but think about the little guy, though.
So to just keep this nice and clean, the little guy, just to keep this clean, that name would not show up on the wrong guest list. Because if we did that, some people might never use that name. So it will not show up on the wrong guest list, and we would go on air and tell everyone that, yep, you guessed the correct name, but in the wrong spot, so you would not be considered a win. Because in the rules, you got to get them in the right order. Same thing if somebody died mid-contest. We would have to go on the air and say
Like if
that
I
all
died?
names were alive. Well, you're not in the contest. Well, I shouldn't say that. Maybe you are one of the voices.
You're right, okay.
I shouldn't say that. Wink, wink. But if somebody died, so I gave a clue. If somebody died
Joe.
mid-contest, I'm probably going to get in trouble
I
for
hope
that.
nobody dies mid-contest.
No, but if they did, we would have to reiterate that they were alive
it
when
could
the
happen.
contest started. And hey, that would be considered a clue for somebody too. Listen, the bottom line is we want to give away the money,
Yeah.
but there has to be some structure. So for anybody that wanted to know, if you did guess one of those 2 remaining names, but it was in the wrong order, that name does not go up on the wrong name list. I think that should cover it off now.
Yeah, that was really well explained.
It was. Good
Thank
job.
you.
Yeah,
Well, you got to think about the little guy sometimes.
Yeah, the little
Kirby.
guy, that's who that was for. We'll send that explanation out to the little guy this morning.
Wow.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get PJK into more ears.
Philly Joe and Kirby's
Throwdown Thursday.
The Fatal 4-Way was so fun last week, we decided to do it again for Throwdown Thursday. And this one involves food, one of our favorite topics here with PJK. Specifically with the Masters this weekend starting today. You got the NHL playoffs right around the corner. There's lots of good sports TV. Kirby will not stop talking about it. Of course, we just got out of March Madness. That it seems to me there'll be a lot of apps being eaten over the next little while.
Well, the NBA, too, heating up.
Yeah,
right this time of year.
right.
This is a great time to be a sports fan.
You know, when it comes to appetizers, some of my friends and I like to go out and like that's all we'll order.
That's nice.
Like we're not there for the entrees.
That's a good point, Curbs. A
We
lot
go
more people.
and we hit up the app menu. Like we'll grab like, you know,
Yep.
4 to 5 different things depending on how big the table is. And we'll just kind of share a bunch of appies.
Do you find that each person gets to pick their own appy, right? As far as
Yeah, because then you
yeah.
contribute like what you need or want on the table. Like
Yep.
some people are just like, oh, I gotta have that for
Great
sure.
idea.
Just don't throw calamari on the table. I don't
See,
need.
there's always a calamari
No.
person at the table though.
Elastic bands with seasoning on them. No, thank you.
You don't.
Joe, what's your no-go for an appy before we get into the Fatal Four?
Yeah, I don't do much seafood, so I could go without the calamari. I'm a nachos guy. People know that. If I'm going out and there's good nachos on a menu, I'm ordering them.
That is very true.
Whether I'm hungry or not, they're still getting ordered.
See, for
Because
me,
people will pick at them.
nachos are great, but they are a little heavy, like a little large, in my opinion, for an appy. Like, I can't destroy some nachos and then have a steak after. That's a lot.
A hockey game is 3+ hours.
That's true.
Pace yourself.
It's a good point.
Like with nachos, it depends how many toppings are on them too. Like for me, they're going to be veggie nachos, so I'm not getting like the ground beef heaviness on there. So
True.
nachos
Hey,
are perfect.
I'm going to tell you right now, I do not add protein to my nachos. There's something you might not know.
Wow.
They got to be just the nachos. I don't want chicken. I don't want beef or anything on them.
I did not know
Yeah.
that about you.
Yeah.
Okay, well
Because I'm going to order some protein for my meal.
The thing with nachos is you always have to get extra salsa and sour cream.
Guac. Give me some
And the
guac,
guac,
in there
yes.
too. Okay, so this is really hard to whittle it down to 4, but we did our best. So the 4 in the fatal 4-way of best appies for Thursday Throwdown today, we've got nachos, the aforementioned nachos. Mozza Sticks got to be in the mix.
Oh, I like Mozza Sticks too. You don't see them everywhere anymore like you did, but yeah.
I think wings, which has to be the favorite.
for
Like
sure.
I now that I'm saying it out loud, I can't imagine a world where wings does not win this. So
See, only because there's so many different seasonings and flavors available now for wings.
yeah.
They could be game changers depending on what you put on them.
Honestly, Mozza Sticks are having a hot moment on TikTok these days.
Nice.
Like the thing is that people are like showing the cheese pull. Because that's
Yeah.
everything. Like when you crack open a Mozza stick and you pull it apart, you have to see that oozing cheese come out.
When I put them in the air fryer, they tend to blow up. Like you got to be really careful.
Wow, you're leaving them in there a little too long. Like you're bringing back your junior high school pizza pop moments.
Yes. It's just a big explosion.
Timing is everything when it comes to Mozza Sticks.
It is. And the underdog in this fatal 4-way of appies,
Is the pickles,
Deep
deep-fried pickles.
fried pickles.
Huge right now.
Yeah,
Up-and-comers,
people love
up-and-comers.
pickles.
Oh, yeah, they do well. And you got to dip those in a little sauce.
And listen, when
Yeah.
you say Mozza Sticks, a lot of people are suggesting, like jalapeno poppers and that kind of stuff. We'll put that all in one world, right? If it comes with cheese and you can pull it, boom.
And honestly, if you're a pickle person and you're gonna go for deep fried pickles, I'd love to know. Like, are you a spear person?
Spear, not sphere. We're not going to Vegas to check out the Eagles or you too. Okay,
Hey,
spear.
Are you a spear person or are you like a dollar person? Like the pickle round.
Yeah.
Coins.
Yeah, coins. Yeah.
I like the spheres. Okay, so go and vote right now. It's a fatal 4-way. Fatal 4-way of appies.
Jump in your own sphere.
And actually a prize. You just by weighing in, you'll automatically be entered to win tickets to go to Last Kiss. We're talking a tribute band for Kiss at South Beach Casino and Resort.
Yeah, listen, I know some people are going to want to say potato skins. I know some people are going to want to say onion rings. We're not going to disqualify you from entering if that's your
Bang.
choice. But those are just the 4 to get you started.
So go to the Facebook page or you can weigh in on the text line. Good luck.
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Man, we're just, it feels like a banger morning. Rolling, Limp Bizkit, one of our original bangers. We used to play that on big game days, right? For Bombers and Jets.
Tonight is about as big a game as you're going to get.
Yes.
Listen, it's my buddy J-Mac's birthday today, too, and a bunch of guys are getting together for that hockey game tonight.
I saw that because I was just helping you with your phone there, and somebody texted "Happy birthday, J-Mac."
Yep, Justin
in
McDonald.
your poker group chat.
Happy birthday to my buddy today. But Charles Wood's never going to be the same after tonight, I'll tell you. But this Dallas Stars game, a lot of people thought that St. Louis game here at home, right? A sixth straight sellout, and then now tonight on the road in Dallas.
Playoff field.
Man, this is a good hockey team, too. And we're going up against a good hockey team. And I don't know how closely you saw any of this. I mentioned it yesterday, but the odds for the Stanley Cup, and these guys aren't letting get in their head at all, but the odds makers are not giving the Winnipeg Jets as much credit, or the Washington Capitals for that matter, the two top teams right now. Dallas and a few others are ahead of us.
Oilers probably ahead of them?
Barely, yeah. But Dallas, I think, is the favorite to win the Stanley Cup, according to them.
Rodney Dangerfield of the NHL, the Winnipeg Jets.
You can play off of that, though.
Yeah.
I think so. That's locker room.
I think it's the ultimate good
headlines.
situation. You're going to probably win the President's Trophy and still be a little under the radar. That is unheard of. That's a perfect situation for the Jets.
Yes.
By the way, watching you, and thank you, Joe, you've ordered in some food this morning.
Yeah.
But watching you and Kirby, so Kirby helps you with the app.
We make a good team.
And it is...
I pay and she orders.
I wish I was recording because it's always high-end entertainment. So just to give you a tidbit of the funniest part in my mind. So Kirby's asking me, so do you want sauce on your egg wrap, Phil? And I'm like, no, hold the sauce. And then so you hold the sauce, and Joe's watching over your shoulder. He goes, whoa, Kirby, good job getting that, making sure they don't put the sauce.
Well, yeah.
He makes me feel so good about myself. Like I did something really good.
You did. You were fantastic.
And it's just a food app, right? It's a food ordering app.
I know, but yeah.
If I had any pull around here, I'd make you Employee of the Month, and it's only April 10th.
Wow.
It's only the 10th.
Oh my God. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
If this order comes through, I'll tell you right now, you're good.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
The average adult has about 10 of these.
Good morning, City.
Good morning. I'm going to go with T-shirts.
Not T-shirts. Actually, not clothes at all. Okay? We'll get that right off the table early this morning.
No clothes.
No clothes.
780 City, 780-2484. Harlan Williams tickets on the line. Go ahead.
Hi, can I have a lifeline, please?
Yeah, Philly or Kirby?
Philly.
Phone chargers.
No. Not phone chargers.
Sorry about that.
Or cords. I'll take that off. Right? Like the chargers, extra cords, because now you can buy those
Apple cords.
Yeah. So... And they're smart enough, these companies, that as soon as you buy something new, the old cord doesn't work for the new stuff.
Oh, God, is that frustrating. Hi, City.
I'll take a lifeline.
Sure. Philly or Kirby?
Kirby.
Curbs, average adult has about 10 of these.
Condiments in their fridge.
No.
Oh.
Good answer.
You want to hear something funny? I don't know if this has ever happened, but that exact thing was coming out of my mouth if I got guessed.
Really? Same answer.
That's bizarre.
I don't think that's ever happened.
Or we were going to say the same thing.
Yes, condiments coming out of the fridge, and I was going to say it the exact same way, too.
Wow.
Isn't that a trip?
Wow.
Whoa. Yeah,
we should go buy a lottery ticket.
I'm mind blown.
History was made today on the program. No, that's interesting.
Hello, City.
Hey, is it Friends?
Not Friends, no. The closest answer we've had is actually closer to Phil's guess out of all the guesses.
Phone cords.
Out of all the guests.
Yeah.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning. I'm going to take Philly.
Let's go with streaming apps like, Netflix and Paramount.
Well, that's as close as you're going to get to the real answer. It's unused apps. If you count on your phone how many apps you're actually not using, the average person will tell you they've got about 10. So 10 unused apps. That's correct, sir.
I just got it?
Yes, you did. 2 days in a row.
Wow, Phil.
I'm guessing Kirby had the same answer.
Wow.
Yeah, honestly, it came out of your mouth the same way I was going to say it.
The The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.
Yeah, listen, the Boston Pizza text line has been lit today with all kinds of different things, including another birthday here. And this comes from a gentleman named Phil. Not our Phil. There's another Phil wishing his son, Alexander, a happy 13th birthday today.
There you go.
Nice.
Alexander. And I'm
13, that's the first year in the teens.
I'm glad you jumped this birthday wish because Alexander will be going to school, I assume, very soon. So you got to get on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm hoping he heard that. Let us know. And also let us know, like, if you're doing a birthday wish, like, I can't guarantee we're always going to have the song you want or that we can play it for you. But if there's a song Alexander wants, it's a big birthday.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, here's one for you, Phil. Steven Seagal.
Shut up.
73 today, shares a birthday with Alexander.
No, how did I miss that? It's Seagal's
I'm a little surprised.
birthday. Wow.
The next big one around here is Kirby's. Okay, I get that. But Steven Seagal today has to get at least a mention.
You know, he's
73.
fallen from grace over the years.
Yes, he has.
But at the end of the day, early, like we're talking, I'd have to say late 80s and 90s, he was it as far as an action star goes.
It's one of the reasons why you need to have that extra movie package from, the past on your cable package because it includes movies that you're going to find from Steven Seagal. You can't find them on the streaming sites.
I'm going to go through these, and you tell me which one wasn't awesome. Like, I would even... Chuck Norris and Steven Seagal, I would say I discovered them around the same time.
Kirby, who saw one, right, Kirbs?
Yeah, I'm just looking at photos of him, actually. And, he could have really benefited from a little bit of Botox in the forehead area.
Yeah, he's
from
falling
just,
apart.
That's
the least of his falling apart worries.
Well, no, I don't think...
just from his, how he has that look like he's,
That's what I mean.
really scrunching that, forehead up.
No, but if he used Botox, it would have killed his trademark. Look.
You're right, Joe. You're right.
He's intense.
I mean, listen, he accessorized that black leather long jacket with dyed hair. That's where the match is.
Yes,
ponytail.
Dyeing his hair and his
ponytail.
goatee.
He's been intense for like 35 years. That's how everything gets scrunched up.
That's why there's no Botox in that man's language.
19, and you'd get your arm broken just for mentioning it.
Hyperextended for sure.
1988, Above the Law. That might be his
Tremendous.
best movie. 1990, Kirby. He had two in 1990. Hard to Kill.
Big year.
Hard to Kill and Marked for Death. Boom. Both awesome.
How many guys were making 2 movies in a year? That's a hard-working individual.
I know.
Out for Justice in 1991. There is a bar scene in Out for Justice where he walks into the bar looking for somebody. He's always looking for somebody. His niece, his buddy, and somebody backtalks him in that bar, and it's a rugged-looking bar, and he cleans out that entire bar in like 5 minutes flat. Mm-hmm. Every guy in there,
One guy.
He beats a snot
And
out
don't
of him.
even ask why, when you're in a bar scene like that, they all come at you one at a time instead of the mob mentality. Don't even ask why.
You got to line up to take on that guy.
That's pretty much what they did. They got in line.
And that's where they made their mistake.
And one by one, down they went. 1992, Under Siege.
Is that the one you
That
saw?
is the one that I watched, where he was on the boat and the bad guys take over the boat, and he takes on the bad guys.
Yep.
And then there was Under Siege 2. That was on a train.
It was such a good movie. I'm glad they made a second.
And then things start to go downhill. Like, there's another 25 movies that I've never heard of.
Well, he had to make a living
Like,
somehow.
I'm telling
okay?
you, he's still making... 2019 was his last movie, and it was called Beyond the Law.
Beyond the Law. Because there was Above the Law.
Above the Law.
And then there was Beyond Above the Law.
For more Philly Joe and Kirby, log it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.